Uh, Welcome to your unrushed reading, and we're gonna clear the space. Oh my goodness, absolutely clear the space for y'all. I had to do y'all next in line because right after this lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 19th, we have a solar eclipse in your sign on October 2nd. So I felt like I had to prioritize you and Pisces. They're going through Saturn in their sign. You're going through the South Node in your sign. Not a picnic, but Lord, help me help them. Because I'm feeling for y'all. I really am. I'm really feeling for y'all. Oof. Help me with clear messages. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for clear messages for Libra. And if I'm talking too slow with my southern drawl, as always, you can click on the gear icon. I think it's in the top right corner on your mobile devices. And then click on playback speed, and generally if you put it at 1.25, that will get me going at a faster pace that's more to people's liking. All right, we are going to get a little bit into what's going on generally with the energy for September. I want to, start with some oracle cards to see what the general energy is for you coming into this, and talk a little bit about the astrology with that eclipse, see what comes out. But we'll probably get into more in-depth spreads for October, November, December, so that you have a full picture of how this year is going to close out between now and then. So please show me general energy for Libra in September, especially given this eclipse in Pisces. Please show me general energy, and I'm feeling that one. Surrender. Well, I mean, I'm telling you. Number one, if South Node in your sign isn't a point of surrender, and number two, if a lunar eclipse in Pisces isn't surrender, I just don't know what is. Oh wow, power is at the foundation. Are you, I'm hearing relinquish, okay? Are you having to let go of and relinquish some need for control? Because you need to let something grow and evolve is what I'm seeing. And this might have to do with it might have to do with healing. I'm definitely seeing, because the lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 17th of September will be hitting your 6th house, and it's triggering this axis of healing and service. But I'm seeing an evolution, and I'm seeing something needing to heal, and maybe there's something about letting it go, letting something go, that is going to be quite cathartic for you, quite healing for you. I'm getting that what you're having to release and let go of is something in the past. I'm hearing struggle sessions. There's been some kind of challenges and limitations that you've got to put your back to, that you've got to put in the past. I'm hearing something about bridge over troubled waters. Um, I think that things have settled to some degree. Some of you, uh, maybe in the past it was troubled waters. Right now, it's just, I don't really see a whole lot of disturbance there, but it's behind you, it's in your past, it's in your periphery for some of you. But I'm also getting that your use of power is not trying to climb that mountain anymore, just putting your back to that mountain, that your power is in not putting your effort and assertion toward that same, going around the same mountain, okay? I got a similar message for Pisces, side note. I mean, it was unique to them and different, but it was kind of a message of release for them as well. But let's see, let's talk about what's happening astrologically for you, and if anything random comes out, we'll go with it. But at the time of this lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 19th of September, the sun is going to be in your 12th house, so a lot of focus on healing. And Mercury is going to be there as well, so you're probably going to be thinking about it a lot. Some of you might be spending time in a bit of solitude, seclusion, doing a lot of quiet contemplation within yourself. Maybe pulling back, getting a little bit withdrawn, really valuing your alone time. And really taking a look at some challenges that you've had in your day-to-day life, possibly concerning your vocation, right? Your job, your daily habits, your routines. For some of you, it might have to do with pets. For others of you, it might have to do with health. And with Saturn in your 6th house, particularly for, Libra rising, this is a big issue, okay? Something needing to be addressed. And with the sun in that 12th house, Saturn in the 6th, my goodness, are you having to look at some issue of maybe psychosomatic illnesses? Basically, illness manifesting in the body, in your day-to-day life, your daily body, right? But perhaps it's got some, mysterious cause, and it traces back to an underlying emotional issue, or maybe it's something that has been normal for you, and now your body's like, well, we're not doing that anymore, right? Like, let me say this, not to make this about me, but just to give you an example. Earlier this year, I had a panic attack that was so alarming to me. I went to the emergency room, and I thought at the time maybe I am having a panic attack, but then I rationalized myself out of it. I said, no, you're not upset about everything. Everything's chill, everything's calm. And they told me no, when I got there and they ran all the tests, they said, no, this is, physically you're doing actually pretty well. I had a few little minor things I needed to tweak and work on, but nothing connected to that. And they said, we think it's emotional. And I was like, well, I wasn't upset at the time. And the doctor was like, you don't have to be. You might be cool as a cucumber and think, you know, you've got this under control, and maybe you do in that moment, but there's something lurking in the undercurrent, in the shadows, okay? In the background. And so when I got back, I started, you know, being more thoughtful and careful about what I was doing. I started studying anxiety attacks and things that were setting them off, and I started realizing, oh, I'm doing something on the day-to-day. This brings us to Saturn in your 6th. This is my point. This is the punchline. I learned caffeine, and I was having a cup of cold brew coffee every morning, and I thought, well, it's okay because it's cold brew and I get it myself and it's high quality and blah blah blah. No, wrong. Wrong. And I'm like, well, but it's always been okay. Well, it's not okay anymore because you're not young like you were. You know, your body changes, times change, and maybe your body's had enough. Maybe your body was actually tolerating putting up with certain things that you were doing on the day-to-day. But your body's like, yeah, we've had enough of that. So again, Saturn in that 6th house concerning your daily body, daily care, and preventative health, maybe even preventative medicine, is being highlighted here in September, and frankly, over the next 6 months. Because even if you're like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, this is energy that unfolds over the following 6 months into next spring. So just be aware of things that you're doing on the day-to-day and how that is impacting your physical health. It could also, by the way, be a house where accidents occur or daily irritations can occur. And so this is an area of your life that you are probably having to give more attention and care to, and maybe readjust your priorities, maybe replace bad habits with better ones and better routines. Like, right, for me, I decided, like, I mean, it was so, my experience was so disturbing. And when I connected the dots on what the cause was and that my body was no longer putting up with this, I went cold turkey. I got off of the caffeine, but then after a couple weeks, I was really missing my caffeine. I just really missed the ritual, right? 6th house is these daily rituals. So I decided I'm going to replace my coffee with a better habit. And I started looking into mud water, and that's really expensive. And then I started looking at a DIY recipe, and I made my own for really cheap, and that's what I've been drinking every morning, is my own DIY mud water. Okay, I feel like I have to share this with some of you out there, because I think that maybe you need to give up something that is not healthy, but it's not for you to just completely go without. I don't think Spirit wants you to go without. Spirit wants you to actually find a better remedy, a better alternative. Let me see. I'm getting a bit curious as to what this might be, because I mean, I can look in the astrology and I can kind of get a roundabout idea, but I wonder what the cards would say is the issue going on in your day-to-day, because it might be something psychological, especially when we're talking about what's going on in your 12th house and that opposing house. And it could be emotional as well when we're talking about Pisces in your 6th house. So again, I'm going to go back to what I said before. Psychosomatic. I feel that one. Crown chakra. Oh yeah. And honesty, which is the throat chakra. Speaking your truth, speaking the truth. And let me give you an example for the crown chakra that has to do with inspiration, intelligence, what you put your faith into, spiritual guidance that you're given, divine consciousness, presence. If I'm going too fast, go back and pause the screen, see if you want to read in more detail. But all these cards that I pulled up are covered under that, right? That's some of you need to maybe heal your crown chakra, especially I feel if some of you have not been speaking the truth, if there's not been a level of transparency and authenticity and sincerity in your relationships, in what's getting communicated. I'm getting something about somebody finding their voice, needing to find their own voice. I'm hearing something about people pleasing. You know that's a negative, darker aspect of Libra. So is this something that needs to get released? Is anything that is standing in the way of you speaking your truth, particularly when Spirit is guiding and leading you to do that, and you know in your spirit what the truth is, and that you've got to be a vessel of speaking that truth. I don't know why I'm hearing travesty. I never use that word travesty. Like, to not speak it is a crime to not speak it. I don't know who this is for. I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but that's just what I'm pulling up. So you have Jupiter in your 9th house, which is super benefic at this time, which is, I think, opening you up to expanding your beliefs. And it's in Gemini, so it's that knowledge, expanding your beliefs based on maybe you come into more information. I mean, this is super intellectual, heady when we're talking about Jupiter and Gemini in the 9th house. This is higher knowledge, spiritual knowledge, reaching guru status. It might, if you don't feel that you're at that level in life right now to be a wise counselor of others, then it could be that you are coming across people who are wise counselors to you. Take it how it applies. I see some of you working really hard on your career, your status, your reputation out in the world, your legacy. But I got to give you a heads up, you could be your own worst enemy during this time. You got Black Moon Lilith in your sign in the 1st house, right? Some of you really pissed off about maybe what you're having to give up and let go of, and maybe pissed off about a feeling of powerlessness. Holy crap, I just said that to somebody, I think a day or so ago. I was like lamenting over things that I tried and failed, and it was brick wall after brick wall after brick wall, and you just feel the sense of powerlessness. It's discouraging. And so some of you, listen, I don't know what you have had to give up, but don't give this up. That's a really strong message here. Never let them take away your voice. Your voice is all you have, right? That's why I'm over on X, by the way, running my big mouth over there, because I can't do it over here on YouTube or TikTok. They put me in the timeout for that. They'll punish me for that, but I can go run it over on X. So as long as I've got, you know, as long as I have life running through my veins, I'm going to speak that truth. I might not be able to speak it entirely everywhere at all times, but where I can, I will. I'm going to use my power in that way. And this is going to go back to that 6th and 12th house axis at the time of that lunar eclipse in Pisces. You need to reconsider how you're using your power, because I feel like some of you may feel powerless, but you still have the power of your voice. Don't give that up. Oh, side note, I did upload to Rumble, so if you are interested in the political astro tarot that I cannot post over here, there is a upload that I just put up on the 12th, Thursday night, the 12th. It is available. Okay, and y'all are going to be seeing this Friday the 13th. And by the way, if you want to join me on X, we're going to have live chat over there. You can find me at Warrior Woman 212. And I'll have it on my profile if you want to join in live chat. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. Or if you want a mic, I will give you the dang mic. You just got to ask for it, okay? Or if you just want to be quiet, right? Because you got sun in your 12th house. I get it. I totally get it. You do you, Libra. It's all right. It's all right. I do see finally you got a lot of changes going on with your home family situation. If it's not, you know, that it's your foundation in life, your sense of belonging, what you consider familiar. And there's a lot of energy as well pushing you to nurture yourself, family members during this time, but it's quite intense, and that's where I see a lot of the catharsis happening. Maybe that's, again, that area in your life that you're having to surrender is your home, something about your home base. Something having to do with your private life. I'm getting a internalization. Some of you need to nurture yourself more. You need to look at how you were nurtured in your formative years, and how can you upgrade that? How can you upgrade that? I feel like a lot of you are taking action with maybe your public life, but privately you're going through a lot of change that you need to nurture yourself through. And there might be some kind of pushback in your public life against you doing what you need to do in your private life to nurture yourself better. Okay, well, nothing actually really came out that whole time. I got a very tight-lipped, you know, whatever. So we're going to move on to talking about October now, okay? And we're going to get a 5-card spread for October, and let's talk about that energy, because I mean, heck, it's right on your first house, and it's a solar eclipse. So this is a new beginning, and I think given everything that y'all have been going through for what, the last year-ish, that the nodes have been in your sign and your opposite sign of Aries, Well, there's probably been a lot of shedding, okay? I mean, let's not make light of it. I know when I went through the nodes in my sign and my opposite sign of Leo, holy crap. And the Leos I knew, oh my gosh, back then, shedding. And it was painful. I am not going to make light of it. But out of this, you emerge this brand new person, and that's really what I'm seeing for you with that solar eclipse in your sign, in your first house, where over the next 6 months, between now and next spring, you are establishing something new about your sense of self, about the way you are being presented out in the world or seen by others. And this might also have to do with your physicality, your physical health, okay? Now, during that solar eclipse on the 2nd of October, there well, a little shortly thereafter, I should say, Jupiter's going retrograde in your 9th house in Gemini. So we talked about that earlier, how benefic that was, how expansive that was for your belief system and what you're putting your faith in. And just having a raised consciousness, awareness. But when this goes retrograde on the 9th, you are maybe reconsidering something from the past. You're reconsidering something you believed in, you put your faith in, your ideas about how you're going to get expansion. You're looking back to something, and this is as Pluto goes direct in Capricorn in your 4th house on the 11th, just a few days later, okay? So again, this change going on at home, in your private life, your emotional life, having to do with emotional security, things like that. It's something is like the temperature is raising, okay? And it could be that while Pluto was retrograde in the prior month, you might have internalized a lot of pressure in your private life, but now on the 11th or around the 11th, when Pluto goes direct, you are not internalizing it so much anymore. I mean, yes, it's deeply private with it in the 4th house, but it's almost like this thing intensifies external to you, okay? Things going on around you, and that might be part of what's playing into you reevaluating, well, what do I believe anymore? Why did I ever put my faith in that? Because there's more information coming out with Jupiter and Gemini collectively. And then on the 13th, when Mercury goes into Scorpio in your 2nd house, you are going to be thinking a lot more about your personal income. And I don't know if this is involving other people, because it's in Scorpio, okay? So it might have to do with and I'm being brought, there's a lot of scorpionic stuff right here with these cards. Can I say that? Like, when we're talking about power, this is definitely a scorpionic influence. And look at the butterflies, symbolic of Scorpio again. So I don't know why, it's like I'm seeing somebody getting their arm twisted behind their back, and they're crying uncle for something. I don't, do you feel like somebody's putting you, like they've put you over a barrel? I don't know where that's coming from. We'll see, okay? But your mind, and now I'm hearing my money's on my mind and my mind's on my money, okay? It's very money, and I think it's involving other people. For some of you, it might have to do with taxes. inflation. It might have to do with shared resources, other people's money, government get involved with money. And by mid-month, you will have this full moon in Aries hitting your 7th house. So this could culminate to mid-month where there is some kind of ending in terms of a partnership or a contract or some kind of legal situation. And again, it's just a lot of this self versus other themes that I'm seeing with this solar eclipse for you on October 2nd. And then again, I see it again on the 17th with a full moon in Aries. Aries is about self. It's happening in your 7th house of others. So really this entire month, I'm seeing a lot of this dynamic about, it could be power dynamics as well, and you speaking the truth in these relationships with people. And then on the 22nd, the sun is going to go into Scorpio in your 2nd house. So a spotlight is going to be, I mean, listen, if you're not already, you're probably going to be thinking about it around the 13th. But then when the sun goes in that, in Scorpio in your 2nd house, there's going to be a major spotlight on it. Let's see what the cards have to say for Libra in October. You have 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Not a fan. It's like people are not cooperating with you. People are not collaborating. And this might be someone from your past. It could be children are in some way involved. It's the main issue. And again, when we're talking South Node and Libra, we're talking about relationships from the past, very generally speaking, okay? And in the past, it looks like there was a King of Wands here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And if that's, not a fire sign male, it could be a business leader. It could also be somebody who is like, a person who tries to overcome challenges. They may have a natural leadership style. They could be in some kind of authority, like as an entrepreneur or in some kind of high profile position. But generally, this is an overcomer of challenges. The future, it looks like you're going to be holding back. Somebody's holding back because they feel like that's the right thing to do. I hope this is not you, because you were told not to do that, and it looks like you're going to do that. Okay, gonna find out. The foundation, oh, well, that's fabulous. That's a new creative start. That's inspiration. That's passion. Could be sex. Could be a new sexual union. Some of you, it might be travel, okay? But this is a brand new beginning that is pretty exciting. The outcome, well, it looks like somebody's going to be making some changes here. Going from maybe one location to another. Picking some options here. Trying to decide what it is they're going to do. Should I do this or should I that? There's options to choose from. Who's this person in the past? The 6 of Cups, tell me about the Six of Cups. I'm getting Queen of Chalices, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, female. There you are, Libra. It could be your energy, particularly if you have prominent water placements in your chart. It could also be your emotional nature. Are you nostalgic? Are you reminiscent of something from the past, the good old days, the way it used to be? Please show me. I'm wondering, is this fire sign an old flame? And that came in the reverse, Page of Pentacles. So were you waiting on an offer, a message that did not come through from this person, this fire sign, or somebody you were passionate about? I do have to say the page can also be like a younger earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, under 30, or it's just somebody younger than you. But I get the vibe like something didn't come in, okay? And again, there you are at the foundation, Queen of Swords. Could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini as well. But I really sense that in the past, you were waiting. You were waiting on something to come in, but I don't know if you were not noticing, you were not looking at the fact that this person, they might have commitment issues, or they just weren't making plans to commit. They weren't making plans for the future. A lot of times, fire signs, they're very exciting, but they're in the moment. And they pride themselves on being now, now, now. But you know who else is now, now, now? Children, dogs, right? I'm sorry. I love me some Aries, but let's be honest here. Let's keep it real, okay? And so I don't know because I'm getting a vibe like it was going on behind your back, and I'm being brought back to this. The challenges behind your back, okay? You're sitting down at ease, you're waiting for some offer to come in, and you're serious. You're about the business. You got your sword there, you're ready. But going on behind your back, you're dealing with someone who's, really, they're not coming in a day late or a dollar short. They're just flat not coming in with it. They're just not bringing it. This is not only somebody who just doesn't have it. It's like, well, if they had it, would they even show up? I'm sorry, I don't know. I just gotta, am I rubbing somebody's nose in it? Like, I'm sorry. It's, I don't know that you wanted to see it. Like, I'm getting some kind of energy like you didn't want to look at that, but now I'm rubbing your nose in it. I'm sorry. It hurts, okay? But you're an air sign. You can handle it, okay? If this person just didn't, if they did have it, they were procrastinating, putting it off, putting you off, or they might have been lazy, but I am getting an energy of they're just focused on the here and now. And that was in the past, okay? So it does look like you are holding back from something. It's, well, let me see. Okay, now we got a lot of, oh, now it's talking. Okay. There's a lot of talking going on now. That came sideways. So, you have feelings for this person. You absolutely do, but I'm sorry, it looks like a little bit questionable, the emotional connection here. It's looking like, is this person really showing up with their full cup? there's either been a breakup, or maybe you're holding back because you're afraid of there being a breakup, like it's on the verge of a breakup or something. You're trying to avoid the breakup. There's maybe a fear of being rejected, like if I step up and maybe I speak the truth, what's going to happen? Are you going to reject me? I want to caution you, I think there may be some trust issues in a relationship. There may be emotional incompatibility issues that somebody's afraid to, like, I just heard something about breaking the silence, okay? This is like not being really emotionally vulnerable, okay? And I think this has been stuck like Chuck for quite a while, and it's caused a lot of grief, particularly for a earth sign female, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could be a family member, earth sign family member. I think I'm hearing down in the dumps. They've been down in the dumps for a long time. And I'm sorry to say, but I get a feeling like there's been ample opportunity for this person to become more enlightened and to evolve on an emotional level, to mature more from the pain, possibly in a family dynamic or just the breakup of a relationship. And again, if this is like an earth sign female, I see like she's doing fine with her money, but emotionally she's looking at this grief, okay? And it looks to me like somebody is going to make a decision about, again, possibly a family conflict that has been deeply discouraging. And they're now having to choose some options. My concern here is with the Hangman in reverse and the Seven of Cups upright. Somebody's stuck and lost in a fantasy, or they're not clear on what's viable or what the solution is. And it's almost as if really the problem is a lack of emotional development in a relationship. Like there has to be some maturation emotionally in order for things to evolve. People are disappointed about it. Sorry about the barking. I mean, deeply disappointed. There may have been missed opportunities. These could be old wounds from the family wounds, family fighting. I'm hearing grudges. Oh, wow. And yes, it could have resulted in some kind of, I hate to say estrangement, maybe. That might be extreme for some of you. Others have just shut down. They've withdrawn. I mean, and so it just looks like there's going to be a continuation of this. And I'm not going to say who's to blame, okay, but I'm hearing also unrealistic expectations in a family dynamic, and that's what's causing a lot of disappointment. But there's a need to mature, and I don't know who it is, but somebody's not willing to do it. There's a lot of thinking. There might be some spying going on, by the way. That was at the foundation. somebody is definitely in their head about it. There might be some messaging going on, somebody texting or leaving a voicemail or something like that, talking to somebody, asking questions, or their intuition has been telling them, again, messages from spirit, intuitive downloads. And again, if they haven't really developed, there it is again. And I'm sorry about those dogs. This is like a family matter. Let me get those dogs to be quiet. If I can mute it just a moment. Sorry about that. I feel like I got to share this with you. So I'm having this issue with my daughter's dog. When I first got around her about a year ago, she was so quiet and silent because my daughter rescued her from a shelter, and she was abused. It was very clear that she had been abused into silence. And so for the last year, I've been working with her and getting her to open up, and she's gotten a lot more expressive, and now she's at the totally opposite extreme of, I'm gonna bark at everybody who walks by. So we're like, okay, you found your voice. I don't know where you're at in this storyline, but it applies to you. You found your voice, but maybe don't bark at everybody. You know, it's like, and I'm not saying you're barking at everybody, but it's that healthy balance, okay? And unfortunately, she's gone from one extreme to another, but you know, check in with me another year from now. She might be right there in the middle, or she learns what to bark about, you know, and what's not worth it at all, right? Okay, going back to this guy showed up yet again, but in, you know, the context of Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And yeah, there's a Ten of Cups there as well. So family, marriage, all over this. I don't know if this is a family member or maybe somebody you were married to, and if not, it could be maybe a relationship where you had a misalignment of values, and it could have been somebody who their ambitions in life ruined your relationship. And it could also be fighting within the family over resources. For some of you, a foreclosure might have been involved. Please show me Ace of Wands. So I'm really being brought back to solar eclipse in your first house. You have a creative new start with this energy over the next 6 months. Doggone it, this guy shows up in the reverse again. Would you believe that? Who is this guy? And there's at the foundation. I'm telling you. Y'all see me? I shuffled all of that. So now he's showing up in the reverse. So that's telling me that this dude is not a cool dude. Okay, like this is everything we don't like about fire sign males. demanding, self-interested, doesn't pay attention to intuition, maybe thinks that's all stupid. And maybe, again, if you're involved with somebody like that, that might be why you're holding back and saying, well, why am I going to talk about what I feel I'm being intuitively led to do? Because this person doesn't believe in all that woo-woo stuff. This person thinks that's all airy-fairy nonsense. And even if spirit was talking to them, they blow it off. It's some kind of dismissive energy where this person does not listen. And so maybe they could be a really good leader, but it's showing up that there's some poor leadership here going on. Maybe they're a little bit too confident, okay? I don't know why, I just heard something about somebody got too big for their britches, okay? So it's almost like you're getting a new start with this energy. And things are going to progress and move forward. And this could be somebody who lives at a distance from you. There could be like air travel, some of you going on a trip, a long distance travel. Or it could simply be a lot of rapid fire communication going on, decisions being made. But I'm seeing a lot of travel here. Dear God, the more I sit with it, like, hold on a second. Please show me more about this Ace of Wands and Eight of Wands. Swift change, swift movement. I am getting also, lots, it's really talking now, okay. This is more about travel, like migration, okay, changes going on, choices, option, which I saw over there in the outcome. You're not clear about it. You don't see it just yet, but you got a new beginning. And again, might involve a child. Some of you are not real clear on what direction to go in, because I don't know if you're getting authenticity from people around you. There's some face wearing, some mask wearing. Mask needs to come off. And it might have to do with a friend or a loyal companion. Again, pets, I'm sorry, like sixth house. Some of you traveling with a pet. Or if this person is coming to visit you, they're traveling with a pet. And there might be some debt involved. I think that whoever this fire sign male is, whoever or whatever that represents, I think that there's been a lot of frustration. I'm hearing constant companion, a lot of frustration with this person. And maybe debt has come up, because I don't know. I'm also hearing something about getting the runaround. There's a lack of transparency and honesty and accountability with this person. And choices that they're making, changes that they're making. I do feel very strongly that there's going to be travel for you over the next 6 months if you're not already in the thick of it. And it's long distance travel. And if this is a relationship, there's something evolving in a relationship through fast moving decisions, maybe having to do with money and new beginnings. It's a lot of new beginnings all over that. All over that. Okay, show me the outcome. Show me the outcome. I get the feeling like some of you have been dealing with a lack of cooperation from this fire sign, and you don't know why. And there we have fire sign again. Could be a child, because it's a page, somebody under 30 or subordinate to you. But in the reverse, this is, again, Somebody's not listening, they're not paying attention, and that might be why you're not speaking, because you feel like, what is the point? There's communication problems here. Somebody's not focusing, they're not showing the interest, and it might have to do with making changes and negotiating for a win-win outcome, because maybe somebody's got too much distraction in their life. And again, I'm getting something about holding back, and somebody's got too much confidence. They're a little bit, it's a little too much ego, okay? Could be a Leo. A Leo is relevant, possibly. And so the other, it's almost, I'm getting this energy that somebody's a little bit too forward about themselves, and in contrast, the other party is a little too reserved. It's almost like somebody's over imposing on another person. It's out of balance. That needs to shift, because, you know, at the foundation here, we have a problem, and it might be that fourth house where change is going on in a family dynamic, where you're looking at an issue of a lack of cooperation, because either one person speaks up and they're not being heard, or they don't speak up because they know they're not going to be heard. This is dysfunction, okay? This is lack of support. This is a disregard for the other person's contribution or opinion. Yikes, you know? All right, so let's move on to November. See what November brings for Libra. Please show me. Please show me. I went really deep with that October. Deeper than I thought, but hey, it's a spirit-led reading. We're going to go where I feel spirit is leading us. Okay. Why that wanted to come forward. Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. Somebody is resisting. Knight of Pentacles at the foundation. Somebody is resisting a matter of trust. Might have to do with slow, steady improvement in a situation, maybe with a new home. A new home. Again, I'm getting, saw that possibly somebody's moving in September or over the next 6 months from September onward. Please show me Libra. Libra. Wow, Magician is at the foundation. So, you know, to me, this is about being resourceful, and in a relationship, it's about having an understanding, a meeting of the minds, pulling resources together so that you can create something and manifest something that both of you desire. And then that takes, you know, a level of power, does it not? People have to be empowered to manifest. So there's something here about having the power to manifest what it is that you want. The main issue is Nine of Wands. Somebody's guarded because I think they've been through it. They done had it, right? And in the past, you have the Temperance card. So possibly Sagittarius or Cancer is relevant. Looks like somebody was just kind of left on hold, waiting. And I did somewhat see that a bit with that Eight of Swords in the previous month. Like, well, let's just take a wait and see approach. I don't know. Let's not say too much too soon. I don't want to rock the boat. Let's keep everything harmonious here and not upset this other person. In all fairness, there might have been, somebody who's spirit led to take a time out. Again, it could be you with the sun in your 12th house earlier, in September. And maybe you felt spirit led to work on just private time, personal healing. And the future looks like victory. It looks like you're getting some kind of attention. And the undercurrent 4 of Wands, holding the fort down, might be a new home again, or somebody coming home, like a homecoming of some kind. Or there's some kind of gathering in the home, and which would make sense. In November it's Thanksgiving, so we'll find out about that. In the outcome, you've got King of Chalices, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So now we have the appearance of a water sign male. Interesting, because it was all about this fire sign male back in October. Tell me about the 9 of Wands. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of apprehension here. Somebody is nervous about... Tell me what it's about. I am feeling this is stuff from the past, whatever this past adversity was. Somebody is maybe not letting somebody in because they're trying to keep up boundaries, okay? Oh dear. So this might have to do with a woman, something that has ended because of bad health, all right? I don't know if there's been a death in the family. Somebody had an illness. And again, somebody either maybe got a settlement of some kind, an inheritance because of this, I don't know. Or there's concerns about somebody's bad health benefiting somebody else materially. This is really like deeply, gravely concerning, right? It's very, whatever this is, that it's showing up as a current issue. Okay, so some of you've been through a lot of trials and tribulations. Some of you are really, I'd say over the last year, if this was not the death of a loved one, this is very, very bad health, okay? I'm talking like, I hardly even want to speak of that, okay? I don't know if this is a terminal illness, okay? But if it is, somebody's just trying to keep up some walls. It's like they're not letting people in, they're not really talking about it, but they've got some silent suffering going on. That's rough. Well, okay, in the past it looks like somebody was working on healing. I kind of want to go back to this healing issue because of what's happening, with these eclipses in September and October hitting your physical body, your daily body, and your hidden body, your spiritual body, okay? Like, holy crap, I don't know who I'm talking to here, but just looking at the astrology, particularly for Libra rising, Um, if I were doing a body astrology reading, I would be looking at these houses, okay? Um, the only house that I don't really see getting, let me go look at your, I don't really see anything going on major with your, what's going on with your 8th house? Yeah, you've got Uranus in your 8th house, so there's something not stable about your chronic body, okay? Like all 4 of this, and if I am speaking to you about health problems that you're having, please come to me for private reading for body astrology, okay? I mean, really, any kind of reading you want is fine. Obviously, it's your choice, but body astrology is showing up really big in this reading. And in the astrology, and if that is speaking to you, you probably need a body astrology reading. It looks like in the past you have been trying to heal this. But it might have been through, patience, moderation, trying to really be spirit-led in your approach. I'm going to go back. I feel like I'm being led to go back to my example earlier about the coffee. And I know that's a very mild example because what I'm seeing here is something much more serious than that, okay? But I just, as kind of a little bit of an example, I want to say, like, I thought I was being moderate to only have 1 cup of cold brew coffee a day, which I use my own filter water. I use coffee I trust, I put, like, I was a bit of a little coffee snob, so I prided myself on that. And then it was only 1 cup a day before 12 noon. And I thought that was moderate and responsible. And as it turns out, my body is like, you have to get this out, like, completely. None at all. Because my body was reacting to any amount of caffeine. Like, just a couple sips, my body was like trigger city. So some of you, whatever you were doing in the past to heal, it's almost like you thought it should be enough, but it's like you got to kick it into overdrive. Some of you, you're waiting to get lucky, okay? I hate to say it like that, but, or you're waiting for things to just, it's almost like you're waiting for an alignment or to get lucky, or it's, I don't know how to say this. It's almost like you're waiting on something magical to happen, and that's, is that you back in September with that 7 of Cups and the, Hangman in reverse? Like, are you not dealing with reality? Okay, because somebody here, and I'm seeing it again in October. And I've seen this before with y'all. This is some wishful thinking, all right? But it's not based in reality. And a lot of people with Saturn and Pisces right now are getting their bubbles busted over that. So whatever ain't working out, and I want to say, with Jupiter retrograde in your 9th house in Gemini during this time, you might want to reevaluate what you put your faith in or your beliefs about getting lucky or getting expansion in your life, because what I'm seeing here is it's just kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna get off of that, okay? It's it's Las Vegas, right? It's Las Vegas. And I'm hearing that saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, we kind of know what they're saying when they said that, but I'm hearing it in a different way. Like, well, that only happens in Las Vegas, okay? Because we got to get around to the rest of the world. The way things work in Vegas is not how it works in the rest of the world, is what I'm getting out of that. But it looks like you do have some victory coming up ahead of you when you are in November, okay? And if it's not some kind of victory, it's like you're getting some kind of acknowledgement or recognition. You're being noticed in some respect. Please tell me more about, okay. This could be in a marriage or a partnership of some kind, or someone you know through marriage. And some money may come locally. There's something local going on where maybe a neighbor or someone in your community or some kind of community involvement blesses you through a spouse or somebody's spouse, a neighbor's spouse. I don't know. This is a weird message. Some of you are waiting in the past. This is a wild message. You were waiting in the past to win something. In the future, it is showing that you are winning something. And it's unexpected. It's like in the past, you were waiting because you expected to win it, okay? In the future, if something does, you do win something, but it comes unexpectedly through someone unexpected in your community, and or a spouse is somehow involved in that. That's like, let me go back. I gotta, like, let me look at this astrology. What's going on in your third house? You will have Venus going into your third house in Sagittarius on the 17th at about the time of that full moon in Aries, okay? Well, that's the month prior, okay? So I'd say mid-October and into November, you could attract something really expansive and benefic. Again, it's in your local community, so it may be some kind of community involvement, a fundraiser, a potluck, a neighborhood block party. I don't know. Some neighbor invites you over for Thanksgiving. You decide to go. I mean, you fill in the blank. You know what the possibilities are. But you show up and you get on somebody's radar and it actually proves to be really positive for you. You might actually get a little extra money off of that. It's a wild message, but that's what I got. So at the foundation with the Four of Wands, damn, you got money all over this. Do you see this? Sudden wealth, unexpected income, great fortune. It's almost like they're trying to pour something out for you here. And let's not be so 3D and worldly in our interpretation of these cards. Wealth may not, or great fortune may not necessarily be coins. Although it looks like that's coming out of her little, right? But I'm seeing a lot of four-leaf clovers there, so it's good luck, good fortune, positive energy your way, okay? But again, this is something around the home. I'm getting neighbors, neighborhood, home. Some blessing is getting poured out to you on the home front. And yeah, I'm kind of wanting to look closer, like. And I'm going to go back. You've got Aquarius in your 4th house. So this is other people. Okay. I don't know if there's like some charity fundraising event during the holidays that's in your locale. If you were to volunteer or be a part of that, I just see like you're going to come into a very fortunate connection there. I'm just going to be straight with you. I feel like this totally shifted gears. Like, how is this reading related to that? It's almost like October and November are 2 totally different months. I saw the connection from September to October, but once you get into November and clear out of eclipse season, there's something going on in your home base, and it's really super fortunate, okay? Tell me about this King of Chalices. Again, this King of Chalices could be like somebody who is works with a charity, works with fundraising. Yeah, that's their toil and labor. That is, you work with them or they work really hard to raise money for this. This King of Chalices could also be like, could be like a doctor, a therapist, a teacher, an artist, somebody like that. And that's what they do for a living, okay? I'm going to get off of that because I feel like I lost the plot somewhere in there, but maybe this is the key to you becoming more resourceful. Aha, look at that underneath. Now I get it. Because that was at the foundation in October. Dysfunction, something's not working together for you. Air sign, right, Libra. And you got to get a brand new start. You got to get a brand new start with that solar eclipse in your sign. On an issue, damn, it keeps going. Now it's explained on an issue that you've been stuck on for a long time. You've lost a lot of sleep over because maybe you had some wishful thinking. Well, here's the healing of your home base and getting wish fulfillment, healing again with coming into shared values, all right? But you don't see it because I saw the Pisces there as well. You don't see it back during the lunar eclipse in Pisces in September. You don't see it. But there's a blessing coming in, okay? With a relationship. See, that's going to advance you materially. All right. I mean, I'm getting, you know. And now what's at the foundation in November, because that was October, is finally you are manifesting something that functions after having dysfunction. This is your brand new start. Is that things start collaborating and cooperating. Now you're having, being able to pool resources and skills and talents together. You have understanding. Might involve a Virgo. I don't know if you're going to be so much a chatty Cathy about it, okay? Because I do see some being quiet, but you're making progress. You're moving on. Again, another card of moving. Somebody's moving. Okay, let's go on to December. Please show me December. Oh, we got a jumper already. Okay, so that came in reverse, and that's telling me that some of you have had or will have quite the juggling act. You may be putting these options down because I think we had that Two of Pentacles. Oh yeah, back in September. No, I'm sorry, October was the outcome, is that you had Two of Pentacles. You might have been juggling options, weighing things out. But what I saw is that you in December are dropping these options, you're putting it down, and that's at the foundation. So again, this energy of Eight of Swords that we saw back in September showing up in your future placement, that you would be holding back. Why? Well, it might be that something you've got to balance things out with your finances. Okay, I am also seeing potentially somebody's having trouble committing to something, and again, maybe they've taken on too much. And I saw that particularly with that fire sign male, that surrounding the fire sign male, there's somebody took on too much. I don't know why that's popping up again in December, but let's get a 5-card spread for Libra for December. 5-card spread for Libra in December. Please show me Spirit. Wow, I saw that Eight of Swords again. Alright. Wow, this is messy. I get a clear cut. Alright. Ooh, wish fulfillment. Love that. Absolutely love that. That's some happiness there. We're overdue for that, aren't we? And I would say, yeah, that would absolutely, I mean, that makes sense. If you hit the jackpot in some way, if you had a fortunate connection back in November, I would imagine you'd be very happy coming into December. The main issue you have is, well, there's some heaviness here. There's some burdens, some responsibility in the past. There you are. Or another air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. In the future, whoa, looks like you got yourself a commitment here after dealing with that. It looked like that fire sign was non-committal. And if this is not about a commitment or a marriage or support issues, could be a Taurus is relevant, but it could also be that 9th house lit up with Jupiter and Gemini, where you're coming into this guru status with your beliefs. The foundation, Aquarius, healing with the Star card, might be a soulmate. And the outcome, there's that 4 of Wands again. You have a family dynamic going on, possibly a new home, possibly a homecoming. I'm telling you, this, if you don't see a new home by the end of December, it is unfolding over the next 6 months. Let's see, why is Libra getting this 10 of, oh my gosh. It's this family matter here. There's some heaviness with your family. It might be literally where you live and reside. There's some kind of heaviness. Tell me what the heaviness is. What is the heaviness? Well, oh, here we have the Emperor. Oh, there he is again. Teach, yeah, had to show up. King of Wands yet again. And the Emperor, strong on the Aries. Could be Leo, could be Sagittarius. It looks like it's definitely a masculine father figure, husband, you know, that type of energy. But with the 7 of Swords in reverse, somebody's going to have to come up with a new strategy, because they might need to come clean about something. They might need to rethink their ways. Maybe they need to listen to spirit, right? Maybe they need to stop being dismissive about that's airy, fairy bullshit, and they need to pay attention. Because there's a need to heal and regenerate with that Ten of Swords in the reverse. Another card of surrender, okay, which we had from the very beginning. And this is another card of quite a dire ending, all right? But this is raising something from the dead. This is regenerating, okay? So if something grievous ends in November, just take heart, because I see regeneration, healing by December, okay? And it does very much seem related to home, family. It could be a marriage. Sometimes Four of Wands is about like a marriage ceremony. Again, it could be a home gathering. We're talking about holiday season, so again, this may be a social gathering at the home, and some of you feeling a heavy burden because of things going on in the family, or just a lot of responsibility. Some of you feeling responsibility to host something or put something on for the family, or attend something for a family, because it seems like there's an issue with a fire sign male who needs to recover from an ending, and this ending likely involved having to come clean about something. I'm hearing something about facing the music, facing the music. I mean, I'm trying to pull these cards on you about you in the past, and it's not coming out. It's like you're tight-lipped. So I'm gonna keep it moving. Let's look at the future. It's like you know something, but you're not gonna talk about it. This is the vibe I get off of that. You know something coming into December, but you're not gonna say anything about it. We do have some cards here that can indicate a marriage, a wedding, something to that effect. And there we go again with air sign, Libra. Could be you. Are you weighing out your beliefs? Again, I see your beliefs are changing in the future. I really see this so much. Some of you are going back and forth about a belief system. Like, I believe that, no, I don't believe that. I believe that, I don't believe that. I think you're trying to be logical about it. Some of you are really studying this. You're really looking into this. Like, I'm hearing something like, how deep does this rabbit hole go? And you may be turning to some kind of spiritual guru to get some kind of advice. I think that you are trying to be very intentional with weighing things out in your mind about what you believe. You're trying to be like objective. This might have to do with your convictions on marriage, family, just tradition in general, the way things have always been, spirituality. Oh wow, that came out. Okay. Yeah, I think there's going to be some major wake-up call, some major eureka moment where, this is a heavy faded energy. This is like spirit really stepping in and healing something that you might have, I'm getting built a house of cards on, okay? I don't know where I'm getting that from. You built a house of cards on this. And it's something that you maybe were ambitious about, that you had a lot of hopes, wishes, dreams, ambitions about this, but it fell apart because it was like built on a house of cards. Gosh. Something was not whole. Something was not whole, and it's like you're coming into a sudden awareness by the end of this year that there's some kind of unavoidable change in your life with what you aspire to, with what you idealize, with what you believe in. That maybe perhaps you didn't get expansion in some area of your life because something you were going after was not sustainable. I'm getting like you believed what you wanted to believe. A lot of people do that. Rather than saying, well, what can I realistically put my faith in? So my voice is going out just a bit, and I wanted to do Aries next because you're opposite. But again, I don't know if this is like right. Some of you, you're out of words. The reason why you're in that Eight of Swords energy is because you've already, all those swords are words you've already spoken. Did you speak yourself into a corner, or are you running out of words? You're out of things to say. There's nothing left to say. Or you've lost the, fervor to go after it any further, because I'm also seeing a breakdown of communication here as well that needs to get healed. Misunderstandings, miscommunication. And that's in the outcome, that it is time to heal these things. It might be an Aquarius. Hello, I'm Team Aquarius. It might be an Aquarius is in some way helping you to heal from this. But, something has not really, with your goals, your dreams, your wishes, ambitions, it hasn't moved forward the way that you wanted. And at this point, you may be lacking vision. I don't know. I'm seeing here that there is a vision. There are dreams and ambitions. But maybe when something falls out because you realize it's not sustainable, it's not viable, it's not whole, there's a lack of integrity. Again, because maybe somebody has had to come clean about something that they weren't on the up and up with you about, and you didn't have all the information. Again, going back to September. No, my bad. That's the foundation. I said that was the outcome. It's the foundation. But back in September, it looked like you were kind of in a bit of a, you didn't see things clearly. And there was some duplicitous behavior going on, or face wearing, or somebody's got a mask on. And somebody not listening to reasoning or whatever, but that's why you can't work with that. That's unworkable. how is it going to move forward, you know? So I do see if somebody has been putting you off, delaying you, if it's just been constant communication difficulties because somebody's not being heard, or they don't speak up because they feel they won't be heard, so what's the point anyway? It looks like there is healing on this, okay? There's some kind of healing on this. And it may be that you decide that you're not going to wait around anymore because the obstacles to these long-term goals are too much. And again, I'm going to bring that back to what's going on in your 9th house with Jupiter there. This is a lot of your astrology, what is fated, what's going on with humanity. And I'm being brought back to Aquarius in your 4th house again. Family, your private life. Something going on with the communication problems. But anyway, let's see the outcome. 4 of Swords actually looks pretty good. It is a sign of harmony in communications. Oh, love it. Temperance is there, showing that we're getting some balance and some healing. You might be pissed about it though, okay? Because now I'm getting your energy showing up in the reverse. So if you've been bitter or bitchy about things, you know, in your private life, it looks like there's some healing going on there. You may feel like you've got to lean on Spirit during this time, or Spirit is guiding you and leading you to bring harmony in your private life, maybe your family and in a home, on the home front. But I do see also healing needing to happen for you on a really personal level because, well, let's just be honest. I mean, you might have, by the end of this year, cut some people off, cut some people out, because if ultimately they're not going to listen and they're not going to come clean about some things, ain't nobody got time for that, right? Definitely not Queen, King of Swords. Don't have time for the bullshit. We got a sword for that. So, you know, people may think also if you have been expressive in the past, they may feel like, well, you know, you need to slow your roll on being overly opinionated or judgmental. And I think Spirit is helping you with that. I'm a Queen of Swords, and I get that. And I think the thing is, because we're so logic-based generally, sometimes we speak things and we don't realize how cutting it is to other people because, well, the truth hurts, it's offensive, and it doesn't care. So as an air sign, you're just like, well, I mean, I'm just speaking the truth. And people are like, well, that was rude. And I'm like, well, I mean, the truth is rude. You know, like, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to be honest. And you want to get mad at me or you want to get mad at the truth? I mean, take your pick. Well, they're picking getting mad at you maybe. Oh, but I am being brought back to that Black Moon Lilith in your 1st house. By the way, let me look at that again. Yeah, watch out for that, okay? I think you're going to get pissed off. You might get pissed off at yourself. You might get pissed off at other people. Other people getting pissed off at you. You might get mad at yourself about some things, okay? Or frustrated that you're having to wait around for people. But I do think that Spirit is here giving you the capacity to harmonize the situation. Look at that, it just came out. Spirit of Place, Magical Map Shifter, and Magic Stream is at the foundation. And this is your advice. So, You know, I'm getting, again, travel. Somebody's moving, all right. But let's start with this magic stream card. 18 is something coming to an end, and it says everything is connected through universal flow of consciousness. Back to that ninth house Jupiter, right? Every experience you have seems to have its own life story with a beginning, a middle, and eventually an end. However, there is a danger in seeing events as separate from one another. That reminds me of feeling like October was separate from November. Maybe not. Since in fact they are all part of continuity and a greater evolution, like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading into another, informing and influencing still more. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to just one person. The collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success will benefit many. So, one plus 8 is 9. I just don't know. I'm getting so much about something is expanding with consciousness. Okay, like what I'm getting intuitively off of that is that everything going on between now and the end of the year, and actually well into spring, that these eclipses are gonna hit. It's all purposed to raise your consciousness, which in turn raises the collective consciousness of humanity. And so with the magical shapeshifter card, I am getting that this is spirit orchestrating everyone's destiny. And this has to do with a mission in your life to make you aware of people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Perhaps you may meet you may meet a soulmate whose presence, oh, didn't we get that earlier? We got a presence card earlier. I don't know where it is, but anyway, their presence invites you to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of a difficulty and into a place of safety or success. Pay attention to the individuals who cross your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be awake and aware, and you'll recognize them for the important change agents they are. Your whole perspective is about who you are and why you're here, and that's going to shift. And so this is about initiating you into a better version of yourself. By the way, I do believe there's a change agent showing up for you in November. I talked to you about that, okay? And let's finalize with number 4. We got a lot of 4s in this reading about family, private life, all of that stuff. And it says authenticity is the essence of power. Wow. Going back to that power card. Our ancient ancestors believed that everybody, or that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it, just as we have a soul. The plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. Wow. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question, then name it. You'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is in your authenticity. Holy crap. That brings us full circle to what I said to you earlier. That's confirmation. Your power is in your authenticity. You're going to have to let go of something, okay? But let Spirit lead you. I hope that this reading has blessed you. And remember, if you want a body astrology reading or any kind of reading, reach out to me. I would love to help you, Libra. And until next time, wishing you all the best. Be blessed.